our organization, so they would deliver us copies.
Do they want to send a speaker or anything, or they just asking us to
Just to
help
distribute
them
their
get the word
flyers.
out?
Display their flyers somewhere here. We can put it in our office or something.
Did they leave you some flyers?
No, they're asking us if they're for permission to.
I have no problem, they bring them down, and we can put them where they would be publicly available, or if someone wanted, they could pick them up, so I'm all right with that. You guys good with that?
I'm good with that, that's fine.
Yeah, but
The Board of Elections notifies us of the general election to be held on November 7th, 2023. The election officials will report at 5:45 a.m. to set up the polling place. Polling places are open from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. for voting. And then also they have set us their dates for 2024, which will be March 19th, 2024 for the primary election, August 6th, 2024 for the special election, and November 5th, 2024 for the general election.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we let the Board of Elections use our facilities for all the above-mentioned elections.
Second, absolutely.
yes,
Roll call, Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes,
Mark.
yes,
Okay, then the Ohio Township Association sent us some information. They're going to do a education subscription program that allows townships to make a single payment of $250 to grant all active and affiliate members within the township access to unlimited registration of 2024 webinars and all of their webinar archives for the calendar year. This subscription program will begin on January 1st of each year and expires on December 31st, regardless when the township signs up. These benefits are exclusive to Ohio Township Association members and will not be offered externally. Additionally, the subscription does not include any conference recordings, but your township could save over 85% by choosing the township education subscription over individual webinar purchases.
The, when it says it doesn't include conference, do you know, like the OTC conference in January, they do a lot of those and record it and make them available for a cost. Do we know if those are included?
I'm assuming that's what they're excluding.
these would be something here, the way I understand it is that any employee can get on and do a road repair seminar, enclosed
They have different
space
rates throughout the
seminars,
year.
Right.
all that type of
The
thing right
financial
there.
ones, because last year, just to do one of their courses was like $200.
Yeah.
So that would probably be a bargain, and I
I
would be like,
think-
I would like to go on and do some of those.
I think it would be a bargain to do that. I
I
think it
do
was very
too.
worthwhile that we accepted that offer.
I'll make a motion that we do accept that offer and we pay the money to enroll in that.
Second?
yes,
Roll call, Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes.
Mark.
yes,
And you would be available, the fiscal officers can utilize it to any township employee.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And with, you know, or whoever comes in as the new fiscal officer may be interested too. in the 2024. Okay, that's all I have, but I think we have a visitor here.
Yeah. And you guys have any more communications?
I don't.
Mark, any additional
no,
communications?
no,
All right, we have a gentleman tonight that would like a few minutes of our time. Jamie Hilverding.
Very well, that's exactly right.
Hilverding, very good. I'll let him introduce himself further and explain what he's asking the township to do.
All right, thank you again, thank you for the time tonight. My name is Jamie Hilverding. I'm a staff member with the Chesty Young Marines in Ravenna. For those of you who don't know about the Young Marines program, we're part of a national organization for boys and girls ages 8 to 18 that promotes leadership through community service, discipline, and what we call drug demand reduction. And what that is teaching the youth the dangers of alcohol, tobacco, other common drugs that are available, as well as the hardcore, the illegal drugs, but not just saying it's bad for you, but giving them techniques to resist it. So how to say, you know, Nancy Reagan would just say no. It's beyond that. It's how to get themselves out of the situation that, you know, they might feel pressure to use something illegal or something they shouldn't be doing. We try to give them the tools to do that, to make them better individuals and hopefully rub off on their kids, their friends. What I'm here tonight for is asking the township support in issuing a proclamation in support of our Red Ribbon Week efforts. And what Red Ribbon Week is, it's national program that was started in the late 80s to celebrate the life of DEA agent Enrico Camarino, who gave his life combating Mexican drug cartels. He actually infiltrated the cartel, did the investigation. Between the U.S. and Mexican government, they went down to take out one of his operations, which in today's dollars were like $10 billion worth of stuff he lost. The cartel pulled him off the street. He was having dinner at a restaurant. They pulled him off, took him out, tortured him for a week, killed him, and dumped his body on the street. So in the Reagan administration, the Red Ribbon Week celebration remembrance came to be, and the Young Marines are a big part of that. Some of the things that our kids do is they'll go into the high schools that they attend that celebrate Red Ribbon Week. They talk about the origins of it. When my son was in the program, Crestwood had been doing Red Ribbon Week for years. No one knew, other than just, hey, let's wear red stuff this week. No one knew anything about it. So he went in, and the entire middle school, he gave 20-minute presentations on how Red Ribbon Week came to be and Camarino's sacrifice. So the unit itself, we are the longest running unit in the state of Ohio. Over 35 years we've been in existence. We started as the Ravenna Young Marines. With COVID, everything going on, we nearly shut down. We actually had plans 2 years ago to disband the unit and shut down. But we merged with Greater Akron, so we have 2 units now here based, that have become one that are based in Ravenna, and we're trying to rebuild. When we were ready to shut down, we had like 8 kids. We have over 20 now, and we have a recruit platoon of 12 that are coming in at the end of the month. So we're growing, we're trying to get building. I reached out to the township here because historically, this has been one of the areas where we get kids to join the program. So I was hoping by getting a proclamation issued by the trustees, it would show some support. And as we go into the local high schools and stuff, we can say, hey, look, the trustees support us too. I sent a sample, and in the email I think you referenced. That's why I'm here tonight, is support in a sample, just a proclamation to support our efforts.
The Portage County Commissioners also support you and help you out sometimes with this, don't they?
Oh, yes, they do. Actually, in a week from Thursday, I'm getting a proclamation from them.
Okay, I heard you were, that's why I
Yes,
brought that up. So.
yes, they are big
So
supporters.
I'll make a motion that we give you the proclamation that you need to support your efforts for your Red Ribbon Week and your Young Marine program.
Great, thank
That's
you.
something you need to read for the proclamation.
Well, we will have to, but he gave us a sample in our email, which we don't have on here right now.
I'll second that motion.
And I'll vote yes.
Or unless you want to, is that it right there?
And you want to read it?
Well, I can.
Yeah.
So whereas communities across America have been plagued by the numerous problems associated with illicit drug use and those that traffic in them, and whereas there is hope in winning the war on drugs, and hope lies in education and drug demand reduction, coupled with the hard work and determination of organizations such as the Young Marines of the Marine Corps League to foster a healthy, drug-free lifestyle, and whereas governments and community leaders know that citizen support is one of the most effective tools in the effort to reduce the use of illicit drugs in our communities, and whereas the red ribbon has been chosen as a symbol commemorating the work of Enrique Kiki Camarino, thank you, a drug enforcement administration agent who was murdered in the line of duty, and represents the belief that one person can make a difference, and whereas the Red Ribbon Campaign was established by Congress in 1988 to encourage a drug-free lifestyle and involvement in drug prevention and reduction efforts, and whereas October 23rd through 31st have been designated National Red Ribbon Week, which encourages Americans to wear a red ribbon to show their support for a drug-free environment. Now, therefore, and it would say the Deerfield Trustees do hereby proclaim October 23rd through 31st as Red Ribbon Week in Deerfield and urge all citizens to join in this special observance.
Any motion? I'll second.
Yes?
Roll call.
Yes.
Yes?
Mark?
Yes.
Is there anything else we can do to support your program or efforts?
We, like I said, we just merged, we're rebuilding. Certainly, I would love to come back. If you do present us with it, I'd like to bring a couple young Marines here to your next meeting to pick it up. That would be in 2 weeks, correct?
No, it would be the second Monday in November.
Okay.
Well,
I thought we were on two right now, right?
no, we're not.
Okay, can I mention a couple of things that Kiki Caminero that you're talking about? He was within a few days of being done with his tour. He had a family, like you said, they snatched him out of a restaurant, tortured him horrendously. He would pass out and almost die. They had a doctor on hand who would administer drugs to him, shock his heart, bring him back again, torture him to the point of passed out and couldn't stand it again. They did that for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours until they couldn't revive him anymore. And then they killed the young man. And like you said, they threw his body out in the middle of a public street to show what happens to people like you. You know, I am very familiar with a lot of that, what happened and everything, so.
If you can reach one person in Deerfield and there's one less kid in the back of the cemetery shooting up, that's a win for our community.
Yes, thank you.
So-
And we also have the Apple Butter Festival this Saturday too. You're
That's-
welcome to come down.
I mean,
Come down, set up a little
to
booth.
check with the Civic Association to see if that would be something they could attend, that might be nice.
Well, again, I appreciate it. I would love to bring a couple young Marines back to your next meeting.
Sure,
So we'll get this proclamation put on our website.
I can
You
do
can do
that.
that and put it on the website. So set it up there on our website and we can, print one up and post it in our entrance or
That would be
something?
great, thank you.
What does it take for someone to join and participate?
We will be starting up our next recruit platoon, beginning of the year. The initial cost, because that's the first thing everyone asks, is $275. It's the registration fee plus the uniform all year. They get to start the program. They go through an 8-week recruit training program where they're focused solely on that. It's a different date and time than the regular Young Marine meeting. And they go through the graduation, they join the unit, and it's pretty straightforward. It's a little more intense than Boy Scouts, let me put it that way.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you for the work you do too.
Thank you, and you're gonna see more of us around. Like I said, we almost shut down. We're trying to rebuild, and this was our first step to get our name back out there.
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Okay, well, before we go to the fire department, we were just talking about a second meeting and everything. I do think that we need to have 2 meetings a month until the first of the year at least. December, we have to have 2 meetings, we have to have a year-end meeting regardless. There's so much going on and so much spread out in between that we're having 2 special meetings right there in between the regular meeting and stuff. And nobody likes special meetings, so I'd like to make a motion that we have our 2 regular meetings a month until the end of the year.
The
Through the end of the
meeting in
year.
December, though, that second meeting wouldn't be the same time, because you guys need it,
It's usually an end of
it
the
has to be
Yeah,
right
We
that
can do it at the same time though, right?
Yeah, we can do one first and then the other one second.
We usually try to do it as close to the end of December.
It's like the
as
last
possible.
Wednesday of,
Yeah.
I learned that last year, so
Right.
I've done that.
Yeah, so we can have our regular meeting, second meeting, and then the year-end meeting at that same time.
Same time.
I'll second that.
But then, well, so then we're gonna do the second, we wanna do the second and fourth meeting through October and
October, November.
And then December, we would have to change that to the
Yeah,
last
the
meeting.
first meeting in December, then we'll set the date for the year-end meeting,
That'll be
and the
the
last
second.
regular meeting of the year.
Okay, I'm good with that. I second that.
Okay,
Roll call, Tiffany.
yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Yes. All right, fire department.
For the month of September, we had 18 medical calls, 3 fire calls, 1 service call, 3 accidents. To date, we're a total of 385 calls. We've given mutual aid 6 times, and we received 8 times for the last one. Old business, we talked about at the last meeting about putting a shower in the front of the building. We talked to a plumber, it's not beneficial for us to do that because we'd have to tear out the whole floor because of the elevation and some sort of backflow.
Backflow, and there has to be in all commercial buildings.
So I think we should just hold off until we put the new stuff in the back.
Okay.
Other old business, the time clock is in, and we're currently getting everybody fingerprinted now to get it finished up.
That's going smoothly? Yep. Perfect.
Apparatus, the engine went out for repair, the repairs are done on it. There were several things, brake drums, that's just terrible.
Brake chamber. Brake chamber was totally rusted out, and the inner spring was exposed. It had been like that for a long time. I'm glad we took it in and found it, so.
Squad has been multiple times to different places. A&D has been to Springer's 2 or 3 times. We had to send it to Springer's for alignment a week ago. Same time it was there, the driver's side mirror fell off of it. It was rusted clear too, so we had to put new mirrors on it. The boat has been serviced. The brush truck, the brakes locked up on it on last Friday, so it went in for emergency repair. And I believe they did the brakes on wherever they needed in the shops.
While we're on that subject, I'll make a motion that we pay for the brush truck emergency repairs, so we don't forget to make that motion. The brakes locked up and we couldn't use it, so I told them they could take it and get it fixed, so.
Brakes are important, I'll second.
Yes.
Roll call, Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
All right, under community involvement, our team is currently helping staff the Southeast football games again this year. We will be doing the Apple Butter Festival next weekend, handing out a bunch of supplies, coloring books, crayons.
We do blood pressure checks for residents who want them done, everything that would be available for them, okay?
We participated in the Berlin Car Show.
How was that?
They said it went over very well.
A lot of cars?
They were hoping for 50 cars to 100, they had close to 250 to 300. Yeah, they were pretty damn nice, darn nice.
And we also participated in a thing called the Hometown Heroes at Sebring last weekend. Fire trucks, which are
Good.
whatever, very well. Under membership, I have an application here from her name is Ashley Davis. She is a paramedic. She doesn't live in the township. She lives in the 2100 Walker Street, L15. She's interested. She's fully certified. She's interested in joining the department.
She's currently working as a paramedic somewhere else, or?
She's currently working as a paramedic in the emergency room at the Lions Hospital.
Okay.
All from the Lions.
Okay.
So I recommend her. And I vote.
Okay.
Met with her.
I'll make a motion, we accept her. Again, in the future, though, we can have these folks at least come and introduce. Yes. I mean, even the ones that the last 4 or 5, so we can get to know who they are.
Yeah, even if they come in after we hire them and stuff, if they get a meeting night that they're available, I'd like them to come in and introduce themselves to the community
Well,
and
maybe
everything.
we'll see them at the Apple Butter Festival.
Yeah.
A couple of them are coming.
Okay,
All right, I motion.
Second,
yes.
Roll call, Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
yes.
Mark.
Yes.
Under, it's kind of new and kind of old, Anthony Pompeo was a basic DT firefighter with us, is asking the trustees to help him financially with, under the grant with obtaining his police academy training. So he wrote a letter, I presented it in your packet, for your consideration.
I did not see that.
He wanted to come, but he had school, so he couldn't come tonight, so.
Yeah, I talked to him, and he said his work schedule and his schooling for that conflict, that he can't, absolutely can't make it. Someone want, would one of you guys read that out loud? Do you want to read it out loud? The letter we sent to us and asking us to do that? Just so we know.
Deerfield Township Trustee, I am writing to ask for financial assistance in the way of the grant the fire department has recently received. I am currently attending the Kent State Police Academy at the Trumbull campus. I plan on using the grant to assist in financing my academy in Newark. I have been with the fire department for approximately 40 years, and I plan on remaining with the fire department after the academy is completed. I want to further my involvement with the community by going on to also becoming a deputy with the Portage County Sheriff's Office. I feel as though the additional knowledge, experience, and even exercise that I will receive through the police academy will help to further my career abilities with the department. I am asked that you continue this great opportunity, and I truly appreciate your consideration and time on this matter. Thank you, respectfully, your Anthony Plumber.
Okay, so when does this have to be turned in? When do we have to use that by? Do you know?
So when it comes, here's one of the kind of conflicts that we talked about when we went on the SAFER grant. We have $5,000 in year 1, $5,000 in year 2, and so on for the next 4 years to use towards further education. One of the questions about that was year 1, quantity 1. Are we allowed to disperse that in more amounts, or does it have to be one person that we choose for $5,000, which was something Derek was working with Dee Dee and our contact here about that. Have we made any progress with that?
He cannot get an answer back from Dee Dee.
So we really need to talk to Haley here to see if we can find out about
That
that.
number, I believe that an email was sent to her,
Okay.
no reply back yet.
I'm not opposed to helping this young man do that, but she's got a good question right here, and we can table this and bring it back up at the next meeting, once we get some more
Do we
answers.
do 2,500 and 2,500, or
That's
there's
the
5
question.
people that
That's
want
the
to go?
question.
Right.
Right.
And
Do we have anybody else, and again, for this current year?
So we did use, which it could be used either way, because when we have higher education options, we also have the advanced firefighter training that we can use, because we did agree to pay for Brianna Westover's higher education for the guide class,
Right.
which could be taken out of either. So I have no problem with that, and it's really, your decision as the chief, how you want to disperse that money. But that would be, we could use that either way, which we have to verify too. But, we could use the dive money as the advanced firefighter training, and we could use, Anthony's for the higher education. The only question is, first of all, how much money does he want? And second of all, is this the one person we want to use this for, or do we want to divide it up, and can we? So those would be my questions.
Or is there anybody else asking for higher education? I mean,
As of this
if
point,
there's,
right now, no.
okay, so if he's the only one, we don't want to lose it.
Absolutely,
So-
this is a use it or lose it
So,
benefit,
you're
so.
saying we're at table, do we find that out, right?
I think he told me he was asking for $38.75 or something like that. He did tell me verbally what it was. It was less than the 5,000,
And
but I don't remember the exact cost.
we also have, when it comes to that, and we could use this either way, we have $750 to use this year on books, fees, and other costs associated with college classes. I don't know if that's considered a college class, but just to keep that in mind. So I don't have any problem with using that. I think this is a great way to use that. I just wanted to bring up those questions before we made a decision.
All right. So we're going to table that.
So we'll
until we
table
get
that
more-
until we get more information out. and we'll
When does
bring it
he
up
need
next
to
meeting.
know? When does this program start? I'm sorry if I
The
missed
program
that.
has already started.
For him, yes.
For him. The
Yeah.
bill has not come through yet.
So we emailed, and we're just waiting for an email back?
Yes.
Okay. So,
I'm just not sure
We're having
about
a second
quantity.
meeting.
We're not either until.
But if he's the only one and that's how we want to utilize that money, I'm fine with that too.
yeah. There's nobody else that's wanting further education that they qualify for, so.
I would like us to use every dime of that money.
Every dime.
Okay.
All right, one more thing, real quick. Once they redid the bedroom, the heater was no longer able to be used. It was the one that mounted on the wall. Can we get some sort of, like, heater to keep the crews warm when they sleep at night?
Why did I think we already had one? Didn't we replace that old unit that was on the wall at one point in time?
It's just a wall unit that is AC and heat?
No, it's just,
No.
it's heat.
It's just a heat unit, but the other was a gas wall-mounted unit individual, which didn't work out too well in there.
Don't they,
I don't
do
think-
they make them that are AC and heat? That might be nice for the guys and girls in the summer.
Be-
We have an air conditioner in the winter,
Oh.
in the summer, in the window,
Okay,
it's very.
just a window one.
So it's covered there.
Right.
We just need to figure out how to heat it. Do we want electric wall mounted, or do we want just electric heater on the floor, or what are you asking for?
What I could find that was pretty reasonable, Lowe's has a tower, they're called towers, they're less than $100.
Electric?
Electric.
I'm all right with that, that'll more than heat that little office.
I'll make a motion to pay the $100 for the heater for the fire department pump room.
Second?
Yes.
Roll call, Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
All right, next thing, as of September 13th, 2023, Mitch Graff resigned from the department.
Okay.
Before we had one now. The next thing, Osnaburg Town, we come in here and talked about buying a Ram, and they were kind of quite expensive. So
We go along with the jaws of life,
Yeah,
we needed a Ram.
Yeah, it goes along with the jaws of life. We did obtain one from Osnaburg Fire Department. They donated it to us because they got a grant for a new one.
Nice.
We have a complete power unit that powers it. They gave us a farming tool and also a RAM.
Nice.
Yeah, very, you're talking, all that stuff is brand new, you're talking about $15,000-$20,000.
And they donated it to us, so I'd like to make a motion that we accept that donation from Osnaburg Fire Department to be used at the Deerfield Fire Department.
I'll
We
second.
need to make
Yes.
motions on that stuff.
Roll call, Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Okay, the squad's been giving us a lot of problems lately. Nobody can seem to quite figure it out right now. So we've been kind of looking at used squads. We have found one that they brought down to us. We drove it. We like it. It's from Myers Equipment. They were initially asking $25,000 for it. We got them down to, they would take $21,000 for that squad. They would look at our old squad under that same price and see if they could figure out what's going on with it. And if we could actually have them mount the new cot system in that, which would be a little bit on top of that. So altogether, we're kind of looking roughly about $25,000 to get the cot mounted, get everything up and running.
That one for the 21,000 included the decals
And including
and more lighting, right?
changing the lights on the front and back from the regular standard to LEDs.
And then, who else was there? You think it's okay? I mean, I looked at it, it looked clean.
Brian, you both were there, but
For a second, for backup. And it is a van, and it does have diesel, it is 7.3?
7.3 with 60,000.
With 60,000. That's not a lot of miles.
I'll be honest, I've always resisted a second ambulance, but since our ambulance was down for 3 months this year, having a new engine put in it, our squad's been down numerous other times for a day to a week, 10 days. In between then, I am starting to lean the other way, that a backup squad. Every time our ambulance is down and we turn down a call, that's costing us money. We're giving that run fee to another township, another ambulance service. So I'm very interested in moving forward with something like this
I'm
now.
very interested in a second ambulance too. The question is this the right one?
For the money, from what I can tell, I happened to stop, and I think we rode the old ambulance. He took me for a ride and showed me what was going on in the old ambulance, but this one here is very clean, and for the money, not a lot of money, it only has 60,000 miles. They're going to, like I said, decal it. They going to add LED lights to it, and look at our squad. Now, after we took it, I just wanted to ask you, after you took that to Springer's, any difference?
A little bit,
A little bit, but not totally.
So do we,
When we
so
look at it, it's in the backyard.
I think we spoke about the leveler system in it. Is that working? Did anybody check it? That is not working, correct? The ones that does side to side. There's a pump that should go
I
up.
think-
When you open the door, it goes down, but I'm talking side to side, the leveler. Somebody,
Oh, it dumps the air down, brings the air back up like it's supposed to.
right, now I'm talking about the level system,
You,
the leveler
you
system.
don't really have that on it. When it builds the air up, it's built up. It don't level that thing one way to the other. It doesn't have its own air back.
I thought it had a leveler system on it.
No, it does not.
Brian thinks it does. So at least let's take a peek at it. That's the only reason I'm asking you.
That's, somebody
So,
needs to take it.
but they're willing to look at that.
Well,
And are you willing for that same price?
That's why they said they look at it.
And again, I don't know how many of you guys were there looking at it. What's your thoughts on it? On this squad that they brought?
For
Give me your
the price-
opinion.
For the price of what they want to do with the other one we have, and doing everything they want to do to it, I would say yes.
And you got the mileage.
The mileage is low for an 03.
Yeah.
Brian, what do you think?
I think it was actually a really good squad for the year. The road grip, you know, was very fine, nice smooth ride, shifted fine, everything worked on it like it was supposed to. For the mileage, the year, the money, I mean, it would be a no-brainer, honestly.
That's what I kind of thought when I seen it. It was that clean.
I wonder if they would agree to us taking it to Roger K&D Trucking, just get the front end checked, and all us have to make sure we're not gonna get into something major right after we get it.
That sounds wise.
I would thought.
Approve it upon that.
What do you think? I would be willing to approve it upon
Upon inspection.
inspection from a different garage not associated with Myers Equipment.
I'm sure Roger would do that.
Yeah, Roger would do that for us.
I think the cost of not having an available ambulance is putting people's lives at risk, it's delaying response time. If this is a good mechanically sound vehicle and it keeps us from going on mutual aid, I wouldn't say no.
Well, then I'm gonna make a motion that we go ahead with the purchase of the Myers, providing that it's checked out by K&D Trucking and mechanically it's sound.
I'll second that.
I'll vote yes on that.
Scott, call Dave, if he can't take it there, I can.
Okay.
Roll call, Tiffany. Yes. Ed.
Yes.
Mark.
That's if they okay that.
If they don't, they don't want to sell it.
That's kind of.
Yeah, right.
So let's do that quickly before he does sell it.
Yeah, Dave will.
So you guys will make that phone call tomorrow? Okay?
Well, that's exciting.
Yes.
Positive for our town. One other thing, 2 weeks ago, we were invited to the Southeast Fire Chiefs meeting. During that meeting, Mike Tinley, County Commissioner,
Yeah, Commissioner Mike Tillman.
showed up along with Ryan Shacklefield of Mahoney County EMA. They are looking at the possibility of starting a countywide EMS service. And what their plans are, according to Mr. Tinlin, he has secured $1 million that he would like to use for that program. And the departments that are involved in this, if they want to include, would be Charlestown, Paris, Palmyra, Edinburgh, Deerfield, and Alpha. So the 6 departments that they would like to get to look at it, is they wanted us to bring it to you for the first step. There's some issues that I see with it, just me personally. We don't know enough information at this point to really have a concrete answer on what is good for us. If there's not a different option, what they want us to do is they want to put a squad at Edinburgh, Deerfield,
Paris.
and Paris. And they want to staff it 2 people, and then they want to put a full-time chief on to run the program.
Well,
They want to take it completely out of our hands. They want us to give them our squad. and a bay in our station, sleeping quarters, and
The day I give up our EMS to anybody, not gonna happen. I won't. And again, when Mr. Tinlin says he secured $1 million, I'd like to find out, because I've talked to other people up towards Ravenna and the commissioners, and I don't think he has $1 million. He thinks he does.
Commissioner Tinlin's doing a presentation about it in November.
Yeah, well, again, if they want to do a fire district,
no, they want fire department.
I know. So you're gonna tell me that Atwater's gonna be okay with that? I don't think so.
Well,
Again,
you can't go home.
anytime, I think that the next larger government takes over something, the more shit gets screwed up.
Thanks for the update.
From the state, then goes to the federal government, the higher up it goes, the worse it gets.
And I just don't know if 3 squads could cover that entire area.
That'd be a disservice to our community.
Us as Deerfield Fire Department would not know if there was an EMS call in our territory at all. We would not be notified, nothing would be involved with us whatsoever. And I
Yeah.
think that could be dangerous for our taxpayers, especially when we have 3 squads covering the whole giant area.
He indicates he has $1 million, but with the wages he's wanting to pay and the things he's kind of wanting to do, $1 million won't last 7 months, 8 months. And the question was asked, what are you planning to do after that for funding? Well, we'll look into that, we'll figure something out. Is what he said. Now, I'm sure he's got more information since he made that in his presentation, but I got to hear a whole lot more before I'll ever agree to something like that. And I know for sure it's not been brought up at a commissioners meeting where the board has approved him getting that $1 million. I know for a fact that hasn't happened. It hasn't even really been talked about at commissioners meetings, so right now it's
Preliminary.
not a bad idea, maybe, but there's a whole heck of a lot of homework to go along with this down the road, so. They asked that our fire chief present this, and thank you for presenting that to us, and
Was Edinburgh in on that or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it Edinburgh?
Yep.
they had, nobody was at your meeting though.
Correct.
No, from Edinburgh was there.
Edinburgh was not there, and
Atwater was not represented at that meeting.
Again, 3 squads for that whole community, for that amount of space, I don't know.
I'm sure we're gonna hear a whole lot more about
I mean,
that. so-
again, what happens when there's a multi-vehicle wreck on the expressway, or, accidents, and you got all 3 squads away? I just don't see it.
And we wouldn't have a squad for
No.
That's a big issue.
Right. So, okay.
Anything else?
That's all I have for fire.
Thank you for that.
I have a question for you, Scott.
Sure. I have one.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this. For almost 52 years, I've had the privilege of serving the citizens of Deerfield Township as a member of the Deerfield Fire Department. Next month, I'll turn 80 years old. I'm too old and too old school to continue on the fire department. The members of the department used to be we're a team, a family. We knew everyone in their families, and our kids went to school together, played together. It's kind of changed, and you kind of has to the way things have been going. We met once a month for an association meeting. We would discuss the needs of the department and how to improve our service to the community. The chief would give us a report and his plans and tell us which trucks have been serviced, need service, and what changes have been made, etc. Then the members would give their input. We don't do that anymore, like that. Today, a person does not join the fire department. A person is hired as an employee. Just as you don't join Ford or General Motors, you're hired. Most of the employees of Deerfield Fire Department now live elsewhere and are too far away to respond to an emergency call. I mean, this is unnecessary, the way that things have gone. Like I said, I'm too old school, and it's time to resign. This is my letter of resignation. I was one week till November, but as I talked to the chief, I'm going to be gone almost all month. So why wait? I can save you guys some money if my equipment can be given to somebody else who needs it. You can take me off the alerts on my cell phone and stuff like that. So this is my letter of resignation.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for all of you.
Oh,
Question for Scott?
so, I know we visited this this a little while back, but I'm not sure where we are. Just since we've been kind of going over the safe again a little bit more, we do have that $10,000 for construction that needs to be used by June.
Yes.
Do you know where we are for that? I'm just open looking here, like, what are we doing with that, or where are our plans?
What our plans currently is we're looking at building in the back corner of the back bay.
So that's still
Because
the issue.
they're going to be, if you guys are going to be building on the day room, I believe, showers and everything in the back,
Correct.
let's just put the bunk there, we'll move those spots to the back, everybody come out the back.
We'll just have to be really careful, because we'll have to go over that again. There's rules about we can't do plumbing and new,
Right.
it has to be,
That's why inside of the existing building.
has to be existing.
Okay, so once that building is up, that would be existing.
But that money has to be used before June.
Okay, but, were we waiting for what, engineer prints, the last thing that we were
I
waiting for?
thought our architect was gonna have his proposal for us tonight, but I didn't get it, so.
Okay, so that's,
Septic engineering is all done, so we're waiting on the architect right now, his proposal, what it's gonna cost us for his services, and then we can move forward right away on that.
I just wanted to keep that off the back burner because there are time limitations and that's.
there
gonna
is
take
plumbing
time
in
to
that
do.
building now. Technically, there is plumbing in that building now.
We would just have to go over the rules and regulations, make sure we stay inside of it. And once again, I want to use every dime with that money.
Right, so that's why we're looking at that back corner, because it'll go in
It's
and in with
existing.
what you guys are gonna build outside.
Right, because again, there is plumbing in that building right now currently. So yeah, as long as we look at that and
Just
make sure
wanted
that it
to,
qualifies.
to keep that
Okay.
thought open there. That's all I have.
All right.
Anything else, fire department? Road department, again, at our special meeting, we hired an employee for the township. He will start on the 16th. Hopefully, we got caught up with some stuff we're doing. Tim is actually still off under doctor's care, workman's comp doctor care. He goes back to the doctor later this month, so we'll see what an update on him is then, and hopefully he's able to come back to work. We do need to get some road patching and stuff done yet. Equipment's all good and everything in the road department, so. Buildings and grounds. Well, while we're talking about the road department and employees, Gary Lightfoot did offer his resignation to resign working for the township and go to other employment, which he did do. However, as soon as he did that, he knew we were very short-handed. He offered to stay and work part-time. He'd come in a couple of evenings a week and mow, whatever he could do to help the township keep caught up and everything. It was permitted that he do that. It's been brought up, maybe we should make a motion to accept his offer of staying as part-time employee of the township. He's still covered under workman's comp and stuff, but as soon as we get someone hired and able to do the stuff, he doesn't want to do it anymore, but he will as long as we need him, is what he said, so.
And maybe keep him casual part-time, and that way,
Yeah,
you
so-
know, once he's fully resigned, we can take him off of workman's comp.
So I'll make a motion that we retain Gary Lightfoot until sometime in the future as a part-time employee.
I'll second.
Yes.
Thank you, Gary, if you're watching this. Roll call, Tiffany. Yes. Ed?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
The only other thing I have is our Apple Butter Festival is coming up October 14th. We're asking everyone to please show up, attend, whatever. The pavilion that the Civics Association has offered to donate to the township is about 85% done down there. Anyone's welcome to go down and look at it. The roof's on, the cement work's done, the bracing's all on. By Wednesday, end of workday Wednesday, they're sure we did. Everything will be done. All the aluminum work will be done, the ceiling will be put in it, spouting and downspouts will be on it, so it will be ready to present. There are a couple of things we have to do. We have to get handicap parking, cemented or asphalted there, but the building's there and everything, and that's something we still have to work on. But again, thank you to the Civics for doing that. It's a very, very nice pavilion. It looks great down there. The people that have been working on it have been doing a great job, so. That's all I got, unless somebody else has something else. Motion to adjourn meeting and pay bills.
Second.
Yes. Roll call, Tiffany. Yes. Ed?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Thank you everyone for attending.
Thank you.
I'll let you put my chair away.
My freaking hand's feeling ready.
We got high business.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you keep it?
You might have somebody. And then I have.
No, it's not safer grant.
Oh, it is, yeah.
It's the other grant, second.
Yeah, and all my other.
You have to do that.
Thanks for your service, Scott.
It's time.
That's $500.
Oh, yeah.
So I went down there before work day. My work's Friday.